So I'm really delighted to bring you another segment today with Jeannie Walters from 360 Connects. And today we're going to talk a little bit about trends. And we were just talking, we love to talk about trends because it allows us to dream a little bit and maybe make predictions that we hope will come true, and then we can take credit for them. So Jeannie, first question for you is, when you look in first your customer experience lens, what do you see trending now?
I mean, the big thing that everybody's talking about is kind of the robots taking over, right? We're talking about chatbots, we're talking about artificial intelligence and virtual reality and augmented reality and all these cool things. And I think what I get excited about when I see that is that by using things like a chatbot, let's say, or a bot that can answer simple questions for your customers, then you're allowing your human people
Yeah.
to serve the bigger issues, to really take on the challenges of customers in bigger ways. And for example, there are a lot of hotels coming out with concierge robots that you can text questions to, common questions like, when is checkout, or are there towels at the pool, or all these things that come up. That in today's world, that might mean me taking somebody away from the front desk, from answering phones. I get a really personal response. I feel like it's a human connection, even though it's artificial intelligence. I feel good as a customer. They've answered my question. And better yet, my fellow customers who might be having a bigger challenge, they get that human connection faster and more accessibly than they would have if the bot wasn't there. So I get excited about those things because I think that technology is really going to weirdly help us be more human, help us allow people to serve people in bigger and better ways.
So go there for me. When it allow us to be more human, how does that then, that extra freed up space that our human beings now get to interact with customers, how do you see that being advantageous from a trend perspective?
Well, I think there are going to be bigger issues, right? Because as we add all these layers of technology, we're going to have those circumstances that we cannot predict yet. And so there will be scenarios that are complex and hard to solve. And so we need people who are really smart problem solvers to be there for our customers and to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to walk through this with you. I'm going to make sure your problem gets resolved, so that they are really helping design what the technology needs to do in the future, because we're going to continue to learn, we're going to continue to adapt, and all of us, I think, will, I won't say we'll bow down to the robot overlords,
Right.
but we'll be very grateful that they're there.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, from a trend perspective, you and I have often talked about overlooked journey moments, that in all of this you see places that companies are going, that's great, but there's all this opportunity. Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing there.
Well, I think a lot of places, a lot of organizations are really starting to get it, because in 2012, I did a TEDx talk about this, and one of the things I talked about was error messages and those moments in a digital journey that you have this great, well-designed experience and all of a sudden it stops, right? And it says page 404, or it says, you can't do that, but it doesn't give you any out. And now I'm seeing so many creative little moments in a digital journey like that, that I think people are starting to realize these aren't just neglected moments. These aren't just something that are part of the journey that everybody accepts are bad. We can make it memorable. So that's one thing I'm seeing. I'm also seeing more creative signage, which sounds, again, pretty basic, but if you make a sign memorable, if you help somebody in that moment, then it really does stand out as a memorable, positive experience instead of one that's either negative or just completely forgotten. And I'm also seeing things like how receipts are written, how they're emailed, words of thanks on them. You can see companies really making the effort to connect with customers in these moments that they will happen no matter what, but they don't have to be these overlooked things that are just part of the journey. They can be memorable, and that's what we're all really striving for.
You sound like a Hallmark artist then.
That's my goal.
Yeah. Jeannie, thank you for being here today. It's been a pleasure once again, and thank you for watching.